The chemistry physics building, built in 1963, also called the ChemPhys building for short, proves to be one of the most utilized buildings on UK's campus. Located on Center Campus of the University of Kentucky, it is home to the Chemistry and Physics Department of UK. Upon first glance, the brown brick patterns and striking chimney-like structures may give away the age of the building, but to the students of the University of Kentucky, the Chemistry Physics building is a timeless part of their studies. Students piled into the building by the hundreds to go to class, meet with professors, and even grab a bagel from the Einstein Bros located in the building. As a first-year student who has experienced the crowded hallways and age of the building firsthand, I wondered if the students had a similar experience. So Matt, what kind of classes are you taking at the Chemistry Physics building?
In the chemistry physics building, I'm taking Math 113 and Physics 231, and I also have recitation and for both Math 113 and Physics 231 in that building.
I ran into first-year student Matt Sohn in the Chemistry Physics building between classes and asked his opinion. I wondered if he found the use of chalkboards in class as well as the lack of technology was as strange as I did, and I did not expect his answer. So in your lecture rooms and in your classrooms, how do you like the chalkboards that they have set up for the students and the teachers to use?
A lot of people don't like it because they're used to the technology, but I like the old school feeling of just using the chalkboard.
Okay. So what do you think the building can improve on? If there's anything you would change, what would you change?
Okay, so I'm one of those kids who sits in front of the class till the class ends around 10 minutes before, and I usually sit on the benches, and when I sit, I usually realize that there are no plugs around, so I can't charge my phone or charge my laptop before I enter class.
Okay, I see. So the lack of technology in the building is really affecting you guys then?
Yeah, it's just in the hallways, but inside the classrooms, chalkboards are okay.
Okay. The older building seems to have a charm with students who enjoy the feel of older technology. My initial impressions was that the building was old and out of date. I wanted a university of this size to have all the latest in classroom technology. I was surprised to see chalkboards and projectors were mainly being used. But having talked to students who took a much different approach, it opened my eyes to the different perspectives of technology in the classroom. It seems students enjoy the convenience of technology, but it does not deter them if the technology is a little older. In fact, it seems the students have found a charm in the building represented by its older brick pattern, dusty chalkboards, and tired, worn floors. The culture of the building can be found by looking at its past, and its current students recognize the older technology as a symbol of its past. They enjoy the feeling of walking the halls of an older building. The Chemistry Physics building certainly has captured students because of its age. The building itself is very expansive. According to Hale, with 4 floors and a basement, it has a total of 244,000 square feet of space. The 2 physics lecture halls seat 200 students, and the 8 physics classrooms seat 44 students. The largest chemistry lecture hall seats 270 students, and the 8 chemistry classrooms seat 49 students. Also, this doesn't include the numerous number of labs and faculty offices that also occupy the building. With the Chemistry Physics building being meant to house this many students, the issue of not having a place to charge your laptop for class is a wide-ranging problem. Almost every assignment, worksheet, and resource are found through your computer or phone. So having a dead laptop or phone can be a large hindrance in the classroom. I have personally had this happen to me many times, and it means that I cannot access my assignments, view class worksheets, or use any resource found online. While students seem to not be able to charge a laptop or phone in the hallways, they have found time to build a community. Some would just consider the Chemistry Physics building an old classroom building for math and science classes that they can't wait to get done. But for other students, such as Matt, going to class 10 minutes early and hanging out is all part of daily life at the Chemistry Physics building. This is the core of what the building provides for some students who see the building as a place to learn and hang out. The charm that the building has built up lies within the people like Matt who make something out of the building. I seem to have glanced over all that is available at the chemistry physics building in my first impressions. If you think about a classroom building, what is the first thing that pops into your head? The first thing that pops into my head is not the student life or culture that has to be found and explored. Instead, I thought about a boring old building that students pile into and then run out of as soon as class ends. As I paid closer attention to the student life inside and outside of the lecture halls, I found that I underestimated the community building skills of college students. In order to get a better feel of the chemistry physics building before class, I arrived outside my classroom 20 minutes early to see what kind of community was present. I was very surprised to see dozens of students chatting outside the lecture hall, waiting for class to start. Some sat on the floor, while others sat on the benches or just stood around. I saw some friends and got roped in a conversation. The talk was very college, consisting of lots of complaining about classes, professors, exam scores, and how little the curve was on the first midterm exam. This kind of community is what the chemistry physics building provides for students who recognize the community that exists here. I've come to realize that the culture of the space is all of what you make of it. I did not give a second thought to my initial impressions of the building. Once I spoke to students about the building and the kind of community experiences that they've had, I realized that my initial impressions did not hold up to the reality of the culture that the space provides. The lack of new technology in my initial impressions of the building have been swayed by the realization of the fluid student community that occupy its halls. While students do have an issue of the lack of convenient technology, they have come to form a community in the hallways outside of class.